Namaste, and welcome to Practices for Inner Peace. My name is Todd Norian, and I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga. Welcome to practice today. I want to remind you to share the experience. We want to spread peace all over the globe. So we can do that through Facebook. How wonderful. So if you know of anybody who would benefit from these practices, please send them the link. That would be great. And also come join the Ashaya community. It's a vibrant community, like-minded people, all searching for inner peace. And you can go to ashayayoga.com, join the email list for inspiration and a list of all my upcoming events that are happening. And I'm really looking forward to today. So, how do we get to inner peace? That's really the key, especially during turbulent times, during challenging times. I just think, is there ever not a turbulent time? I think it's just, how do we gain a practice? How do we gain access to it? There's so many different ways. We're going to explore that with chanting today, and then doing some asana. And I want to talk about the fire element, because fire is used to change your state. So fire, when applied to earth, produces heat and light. You put wood in the fire, and the fire is going to transform that earth element into heat and light. So it speeds up the vibration. Fire speeds up the vibration of something and raises it from a lower state to a higher state. Water is evaporated from the heat, and water turns to steam with fire. So water actually skips. It goes from the water element to the air element. It moves up in subtlety. So we're going to use our fire today to put a glaze on our vitality, to actually polish this life force that we have inside, and to help us change our state. And you can change fear to love. You can change worry to become a warrior through the practice of yoga. Ashaya integrates body, mind, and heart. Ashaya means abode of the heart. And our goal is to find our way back into the heart. Why? Because the heart is the place in the middle. And it's filled with wisdom, and it's the place where you can rest. We go into a threshold there where we can access the creative source of our life and make real changes. But you really can't make a change without some kind of fire. Friction is needed for something to heat up. So we're going to do a pranayama that creates some friction inside to help us use the fire element, the heat element, to transform ourselves. It's really a fascinating concept. So take a comfortable seat, turn your thigh bones in, draw your tailbone down, join your index fingers and thumbs, palms down. Lift your side ribs. So from your hips all the way up to your shoulders, you get a lift. Do that on the inhalation, it'll be easier. And as you do it, invite the light of the universe. Invite the fire of transformation to fill you. Then take the head of your arm bones back, very tops of the shoulders. Shoulder blades lie flat on the back ribs and hug in. And then lift your throat slightly. Draw your palate back. Where's that? Center of the roof of the mouth. And when you draw your palate back, your head moves back, and you start to produce a low back curve. We want the neck to have its natural curve. Rather than chin down, neck flat, I used to call that the military neck, but it's the palate that goes back. And then lift the back of the occiput up so that instead of chin up, the chin is parallel to the floor. So palate back, occiput up. Soften the front of your face down. And when you feel ready, close your eyes and attune to the natural flow of your breath. Let your breath breathe you. Just simply be aware of it. We know that for a fire to be started, there has to be just enough oxygen, but not too much wind. So let your breath be calm. When you exhale, release any sense of worry. Release any anxiety. Release whatever is in the way of your own heart. And imagine the heart like a sky, and it's clear of clouds. You clear the clouds away, and you have this vast, open, infinite space of sky deep in the heart. And into the center of that space, set an intention. For the next hour, may you find a way back to inner peace. May you set everything else in life aside and attune to yourself, attune to your breath, attune to the yogic practices, which are ancient practices, time-tested through eons of time. Draw into a place of inner peace in your heart. When you exhale, release any of the turbulence. Inhale a kind of serenity, a kind of peace. Stay with it. Exhale whatever blocks that serenity. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart. We're going to chant Om 3 times, and then we'll chant an invocation called the Shanti mantra. It's several Sanskrit lines, and there is a PDF that I posted, if this is your first time, and it's on the left side of the page in the column where you click, it says menu, and you click that, and that opens the PDF. So if you want to follow along with the words. Otherwise, many of you know it, it's a very famous invocation, Shanti mantra, or you can just listen, it's totally fine. Let's attune now to the place of inner peace deep inside the heart. And we're going to use music, we'll use sound, vibration to carry us there. Savasana Vavatu Sano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vaditamastu Avidvishavahe Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace in your own heart. Gently bow your head. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. There's another mantra to the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. And I thought we would chant that as well. And this is a mantra that's going to repeat over and over again. You can listen to the first line and then repeat it. It's called call and response. And what's nice about the call and response technique is when you're listening to the call, that's mine, it just helps you reflect more deeply. And then you get to respond, and then you chant back. So it's like going back and forth, offering support to each other. And then at some point, you can just join me, and we'll chant all together. Don't worry about the sound of your voice. I have kind of a morning frog voice. It's not about a performance at all. It's you chant from your heart. There's a feeling, there's a quality. And the Sanskrit words are filled with energies of peace and transformation within them. So. The words are Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. 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 Together. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. 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 Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namo Close your eyes, draw into the silence, and like a very strong undertow, let yourself be pulled into your heart by the vibrations of the chant. Slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for chanting. That was wonderful. Come on up to standing. Clasp your hands behind your back and lift your side ribs. Move the head of your arm bones back and stretch your elbows straight back. Breathe. Enjoy the stretch. Enjoy your breath. Good. Stand with your feet parallel. Take your thighs back, and to engage fire element, you pull your tailbone in, and the low belly pulls in. The tailbone is like the match, so you strike the match, and the belly goes in. Fire in the body is in the area of the digestion, the digestive belt here, because we want to increase fire of digestion. That's the Agni, the word for fire. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch your arms up and breathe. Now take hold of your right wrist and arc gently over to the left and breathe. Keep your fire element engaged. So thighs go back, then draw your tailbone in. To get a little more stretch, push down through your right foot from your pelvis, anchor your right foot, and stretch right arm a little bit more. Inhale, come back up. Hold your left wrist, go to the left, and go to the right, and then anchor your left foot down as you stretch. Okay, don't let your hips come way forward. You move your thigh bones back, hips go back. And then draw your tail in, arm bones back, so your upper body and lower body are all in one plane. And stretch. This feels so good. Deepen your breath now. The breath creates flow, and it creates a little more heat. You can't really stretch the body without heat, like stretching on a cold body. Not good. So root your left foot down and inhale, come up. Exhale, release your arms. Front of your mat, feet parallel. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward, arms out to the side, come all the way down. You can touch blocks under your hands or bend your knees a lot. Pull your heels backwards isometrically so your hamstrings stretch. And then just bow, surrender, relax your neck, your head, your shoulders. And if you have very tight hamstrings today, enjoy your misery. Breathe into the hamstrings. Now, a way to open them is to engage them. So, bend your knees a tiny bit, pull your heels isometrically backwards, and the hamstrings start to engage. Keeping that inhale, heart forward in honor of the transformation of fire. It helps you change your state from a lower state to a higher state. Exhale, bow. From fear to love, from worry to warrior. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, take your right foot back, lunge. Hug your legs in toward the midline. Lean onto your right hand and twist up to the left. Lift your left arm up. Head back, shoulders back, and then stretch your left arm over your head. Enjoy the stretch. Exhale, release. Engage your legs now. And then pull your tailbone in and drive your tailbone down toward the earth. And then stretch your arms up. So you come up in this way and work your tailbone more. Pull your lower belly in. And breathe. So we want the heat, but we don't want the heat in just one place. So I'd like you to consciously create a forest fire and breathe from your pelvis down through your feet and from your pelvis all the way up through your arms to your fingertips, and spread the love, spread the heat. So this all-encompassing breath creates a powerful inferno on the inside. We're going to glaze our vitality, polish and refine the body as a work of art. Well done. Exhale, sweep the arms out to the side and down. Feel the heat. Step back, downward facing dog pose. Exhale, right foot forward, lunge. Pause and breathe. Hug your legs toward the midline. And then slowly lift your hands and drive your tailbone down. Tailbone driver. Down, 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 and down. Stretch your arms up. And then inferno your breath. So in and out through the nose is best, and you can create the aspirated ah sound for the ujjayi sound if you wish. The ujjayi is, it does create a little bit more friction, so there's more efficacy in the breath, and it's hotter. Breathe through the toes, breathe all the way up through the fingers. Hold. Fire is the element of transformation. I call it the element of alchemical transformation because it has that capacity to change your state from a lower element to a higher element. Like, how does it do that? It speeds up the vibrations. Well, your body is no different than, well, it's a little different than a piece of wood, but you know what I mean. And we're composed of the same kind of vibration, molecules, atoms, so it's the same idea. Then set your intention higher. What is it that you really long for? Because that's what you're going to create. And then apply fire. Exhale, sweep the arms out to the side and down. Come into plank. Find your tailbone. So move your thigh bones back, tailbone in. Keep the fire in plank. Now pull your ribs in a little bit more. Knees down. We're going to do 5 push-ups. Exhale. And only bring your chest down until your shoulder is level with your elbows. Now, claw your finger pads and see if you can go back up. Okay, 4 more. Exhale. Come down, but not all the way. And come up. Exhale down. Inhale up. 2 more. Down. Inhale up. All the way down now. Just go down, 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 down. Good. Stretch your toes back. Come up, cobra. Find the driver, tailbone, and you pull it in. Lift your sides, head of the arm bones back, shoulder blades curl into the back of your heart. Lift through your neck and your head, and then curl back. Exhale down. Inhale, salamander pose. Karmayasana. You don't know that one? Okay. Crawl your right knee forward, flex your left foot. Look over your right shoulder. So your right knee, your right shoulder come closer together, and then lean your left low belly toward the front of your mat. And push your left foot away. There's a lot of little refinements in salamander. But when you get it just right, it feels wonderful. Exhale down. Inhale, crawl left knee, look over your left shoulder, flex your right foot, and push your right foot back. Lean your right ribs more, and then breathe. Fire breathing dragons. Lean and exhale. Release, little rest here. Bring your palms one on top of the other. Make a little palm pillow for your head. Inhale, come up. Push back into downward facing dog pose. Take your left foot forward. Hug your legs to the middle. Step your right foot forward, heart forward. Exhale, left foot back. Hug your legs toward the middle. Now find your tailbone. Lean onto your left hand and twist. Just stretch up. Right arm up. Twist to the right. Good. Take your right arm over your ear. Enjoy your breath. Lift your back thigh, but draw your tailbone in. And breathe. Fire changes your state. We want to get a little bit of heat going. Very good. Then inhale, come up, hands to your hips. Now put your left hand on your left thigh and push your left thigh up into your hand. So you want your thigh to lift up, but your tailbone to go down. So see if you can work those two actions. Actually put your right hand on the back of your sacrum and tailbone. That goes down. Lift the inner edge of your left thigh up. The inner edge lifts and widens. That creates a little more space in the hips. Tailbone in. Bend, stretch up. Very good. Now, bend forward, airplane wings back, and push off with your back toes. And see if you can make your right leg straight. And just go for balance here. And then try to lift the inner left thigh more. Very good. Last little step, if you want to try it, sweep your arms out in front. It changes everything. And breathe. Now, sweep down to the floor and touch. As you bow, lift your left leg a little higher. And stretch. Right leg really strong now, really straight. And then exhale, bend your right knee, lower your left foot, and step back into downward facing dog pose. Breathe. Exhale, left foot forward. And slowly come up. Okay, very good. Bring your right hand to the right thigh and lift your right thigh up. Bring your tailbone, your hand to the back of your tailbone, and just push your tailbone down. Hold the inner right thigh and widen the back thigh. Lift the inner thigh, but widen it. And then pull your tailbone in. Good. Maintain that and stretch up. Nice deep breaths. Use your breath and the fire element to shift worry into warrior. I like that. Warriors of the heart, warriors of peace. Peaceful warrior. Sweep your arms out to the side, fold forward. Step your back foot forward a little bit. Here's the balance. Go slowly. Try to put all your weight on your left leg. Then lift your inner right thigh more. Balance is definitely an issue. If you're near a wall, you can put your hands up on the wall. It's okay to fall, come down, try again. Last step, arms out in front. Stretch. And then fold forward. As your hands go down, lift your right leg higher. It may not go much past parallel to the floor, but you try to lift up a little bit more. Forehead towards the knee. And then use your breath. With fire, you can always do more than you think you can. The body is amazing that way. It responds really well. And exhale. Release, step back. Plank, come down to Chaturanga Dandasana. And if this is hard for you, put your knees on the floor. It's still hard, but it makes it a little bit easier. Head of the arm bones back, hug in. Thighs back, tailbone in. With desire, increase the fire. Like a live wire before you retire. You might perspire. Exhale down. Cobra. Go back, downward facing dog pose. Okay, release. Curl your toes under, come back, sit on your heels. Ooh. Okay, you feeling the heat? Okay, so we're just beginning. the next set of exercises really helps to integrate the core, works you in. So bring your hands down, tabletop pose, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, claw, wrist creases straight ahead. And then turn your thighs in, lift your sitting bones, arch your back like a hammock, sitting bones up. And then look up and breathe in. Exhale, pull your tailbone down, look into your heart, and use your breath. It's like a bellows. So here, fire increases. Exhale, pull into the fire. Inhale, shine the fire out. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lift your sitting bones. Exhale, pull your tailbone in, pull your navel back. And then find the place of balance. It's called neutral pelvis or neutral spine, where you lift your sitting bones and then draw your tailbone in. So you have a little bit of both. Hug the midline. Okay. Lift your knees an inch off the floor. You have to really hug in to maintain this. Knees are off, maybe 1 inch, maybe 2 inches at the most. Okay, if you get tired, come down and rest. Then everybody rest, come down. And again, lift. This time, take your left toes off the floor. Hold. Then switch, right toes off the floor. Now both feet off the floor. Okay, exhale down. The last stage of this, it gets increasingly more difficult. So if this next one is too hard, just try doing the first one we did, which is the knees off. So let's all go to knees off the floor. Hug in, pull your ribs in. You got to really hold the midline, left toes up, and then try to lift your right hand. Come onto your right fingers first, that's easier. Hold, 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 hold. You don't need this right hand. Okay, exhale down. Again, lift your knees a little bit. Lift your left toes. Wait. Right toes. That felt really weird. And then lift your left hand. Go on to left fingers first. There it is. So all this, you got to squeeze into the midline. Yep. Yep. Shows you where you're weak. Oh. And exhale. Release. Sit back on your heels. Oh. I mean, it's just tiny movements. I hardly asked you to do anything. And you're panting. What's with that? Okay. Very good. All right, come on to all fours again. This one's a little easier. Stretch your right arm forward, left leg back. It's still challenging, but it's easier. Hug to the midline. Breathe. Then take your right arm out to the right, way out to the side. Left leg out to the left. Come back to center. Again. Out to the sides, back to center. Out to the sides, back to center, stretch, exhale, release. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Hold, hug the midline more. Bring your left arm out to the side, and the right leg, I don't want to kick Shiva. That would be bad luck for 30 lifetimes. Come to the midline, straight ahead. Then out to the side, and straight, out to the side, straight, out to the side. And exhale, release. Okay. Grab hold of your right wrist, right below it's called the styloid process. It's just where the wrist bone is. Squeeze your two arm bones here, radius and ulna. Pull down isometrically. It's just a nice wrist therapeutic. That's going to open the carpal tunnel. Switch. Squeeze your wrist bones in. Pull down isometrically. Very good. In case you got any strain on the wrist there. Come into downward facing dog pose. Inhale, right leg up. Hold. See how much easier this is now? It's like, wow, I can do this. Root the base of your left shin back, right thigh up. And then exhale, lunge forward, right leg. Spin your left foot square to the back edge. Walk your hands left. Hug your legs and stick your butt way back. And then bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot, right shoulder to the right knee. Squeeze knee to shoulder, left hand to your hip. If this is challenging for you, you're going to hop up on your forearm here. Okay. But if you'd like the challenge, then stay with it. Bend your right knee a little bit more. Now find your tailbone driver. Pull it in. Turn your heart and belly toward the sky. Take your left arm up and over your ear. And then try to turn your hands so your left thumb is up. Palm faces to the right. Yeah, behind you. Now from your pelvis, push down through your feet. And from the pelvis, stretch through your fingers and breathe. Want to get some heat going here. Pull your right sitting bone under you more. Right sitting bone to the right inner heel. Focus on that. It's a very deep hip stretch. Okay. Root down through your feet. Inhale. Come up. Warrior two. Your right thigh should be burning. We want good fire here. So it's all through here. Stay with it. And then reverse warrior two. Left hand to the back leg, right arm up. Inhale, warrior two. Stretch your right leg straight. You're welcome. And then hinge from your hip and stretch, Trikonasana pose. If you need a block for your hand, grab that. Right hand to the outside of the right shin. Stretch your left arm up. Move your groins back, tailbone in. And then try to grow length in your torso. Turn your head to look up if you can. Full and deep breaths. Exhale, bring your left arm over the ear and down and step back, downward facing dog pose. Rest in the downward dog pose. And breathe, building endurance, building strength. Inhale, left leg high, root the base of your right shin back. Hold. Stoke the flames of transformation. Aspire to reach higher on fire with your left big toe ball mound. And then exhale, big lunge forward. Square your right foot. Walk your hands to the right. Thighs back, tail in. And then bring your left hand to the inner, near the edge of the left foot. Left shoulder to left knee, knee to shoulder. Right hand to your hip. Stretch your right arm over the ear. And try to pull the left sitting bone under you more. Left sitting bone toward the left inner heel. Pull your navel back, draw your tail in. The fire driver. And then reach. Transformation is all about reaching beyond your comfort zone. The practice of yoga and the spiritual path of yoga is like walking down the path, always with a pebble in one shoe. I hate that damn pebble. But there it is, and we get really good. Like the grain of sand inside the clam creates the pearl. It's actually bacteria. But I like the metaphor. Okay, root down through your feet. Inhale, come up. Warrior two. Now lots of emphasis on the left thigh. Bend the knee a little bit more. Fire in the thigh. was going to say fire in the hole. That's not quite right. Thighs back, tailbone in, and then turn your left palm up, go to reverse. There's fire everywhere. And breathe. Inhale, warrior two. Now left leg straight. Pull your kneecaps up and hinge through the hip. Come into triangle pose. Use your props if you need a block. Take care of that. Thighs back, tailbone in, right arm up. Turn your heart to the sky. Pull into the center of the fire of the pose, right in the core of the pelvis. It's where the spot is the hottest. And then from the center core, push down through your feet. Distribute, using your breath, the heat from your pelvis through your spine, through your shoulders, arms, fingers, neck and head. Take your right arm over the ear. Good. And spin down, plank. Slowly come all the way down. Very good. Push up into downward dog pose. And then glide your right knee forward over toward the right hand, pigeon prep. Square your hips to the front. Drive your tailbone down. Fire. Good. Little stretch in the right hip. But we're not going to go for that as much. Bend your back knee and hold your left foot with your left hand. Now we go for a quad stretch. Root the heel towards your hip and root the base of your thigh, drag it forward, spread your toes. And here's where tailbone comes in. Draw down through your tailbone, try to find it. There's like a lot going on. Like, where's the tailbone in all this? I only feel my quad. Okay, tailbone is there. And as you pull your tailbone in, notice the low belly, the tissue of the lower belly starts to tone. Okay, it's highly desirable. So you pull that in. Ribs toward the front. For those that have a little more capacity, right hand goes to the right knee, root your pelvis down more. Shoulders back more. Now you can really push your heel deep into your hip. And breathe. If you're still going strong, right arm comes up. Arch back a little bit more. Exhale. Release. Good work. Downward dog pose. And breathe. Bend your knees. Turn your thighs in. Lift your sitting bones. That gives a little more space in the pelvis. You could say it's like opening the vent to the fire. Then draw your tailbone. Exhale, glide your left knee toward the left hand. Curl your back toes under. Scissor your legs. Feel the stretch. There should be a little hip stretch now on the left side. But keep your right hip forward. Outer left hip crease back. So don't be leaning on your hip this way. Stay upright. And then walk to the right. Bend your right knee. Hold the foot, heel to the hip. If you can spin your hand below the toes, elbows up. Root the base of your right thigh, drag forward. And now find the fire component here. It's cued by the tailbone. So pull your tailbone in, your low belly pulls up. As long as you got that going, you're in the fire element. As long as you feel a stretch in your back quad, you're in the fire element. Celebrate your aliveness. Hey, that's one good thing about the stretch. Okay, if you want to maintain that, then bring your left hand to the left leg. It increases the fire for sure. Now, drive your tailbone in, pelvis roots, lift your heart. And the last step, for those who can, stretch your left arm up. It's not easy. Exhale and release. Very good. Downward dog pose. Good. Come on to your belly. Bend both knees. reach for your feet. Hug your legs toward the middle so your knees never go any wider than your sitting bones. The feet turn out a little bit. Lift your inner thighs, draw your tailbone in, and then inhale, come up. You'll feel immediately your low belly presses to the floor. That is fire element. Tailbone in, shoulders back, and then breathe all the way down to your low belly. This is so good for circulation, digestion. Your entire weight now is on the navel and the low belly. That's our fire element. Head of the arm bones back. Breathe. Exhale, release. Place your hands under your shoulders, come up. All right, a couple more poses. Come in, kneel. For a little bit easier time, curl your toes under. You could even put a block, 2 blocks right behind your ankles. We're gonna go back into camel. Okay, move your thigh bones back, tailbone in. So the driver, the fire element is the tail. And that's, even while you pull your thighs back, your pelvis is gonna go forward. You have to do that in order to balance in this pose. So lift way up, thighs back, tailbone in. Look over your right shoulder. Bring your right fingers back to your heel. Stretch your left arm up. And then bring the left hand back. Squeeze your shoulder blades to create a little basket of support for your neck. If your neck is sore, you got to work your shoulder blades more firmly. And once you're here, press your pelvis forward. Yep, thighs keep going back, but the pelvis goes forward. Good. Ustrasana, camel. To come up, one hand to your low back, and then the other, push your pelvis forward. Head comes up last. Okay, very good. Okay, there's another pose. It's called Laghu Vajrasana. And it's the little thunderbolt pose. So it's very much like camel. So we're going to get into a sort of a variation of it. And you go back with one hand to the heel, and then walk your hand up to the shin, or maybe further up the calf. And then reach your other arm and start to go back. And this is it. And when you can, you push your pelvis forward, lean back even more, and you see how far you can go back. All right, and then come back up, and that's a driving of the tailbone to get you up. Okay, so the difference in this, you're just doing one arm, and you walk that hand a few inches up the back leg. You'll see it opens everything. So try it. We'll do both sides, but I'll go back to do the opposite side. Okay, so you can do your right hand to your right heel, and then walk your hand up a little bit. Lift your left arm up, start to curl back. Press your pelvis forward. Now, some of you will be able to go back and touch the floor. And then inhale, come up. Okay, switch. Start in basic camel. Walk your hand up the calf a little bit. Pelvis has to go forward more. And then curl back. Pelvis forward more. And inhale, come up. All right, very good. Come lie on your back. Bend your knees. Feet flat on the floor. Elbows by your ribs. Palms parallel and fingers up toward the sky. Lift your side ribs, shoulders back. Inhale, lift your hips.
Pull from your heels all the way up to your palate, and then from your palate root, extend your knees long. Hold and breathe. Good. Full deep breaths. Lift your heart, but press your knees away. Drive the tailbone, and that increases the fire. And we move the fire from the belly, where it is, more up into the heart. And it's a wonderful shift from third chakra to the heart. So from third chakra, which is all about self and ego, we move into heart, which is community and unity. Exhale, release. Breathe. Enjoy the opening. For those that want to go into the next level of back bend, then you can join me. I'm going to do Urdhva Dhanurasana. It's the full back bend. The other is you're going to go back into bridge pose. And here's the variation you can focus on. Bring your arms down by your sides. When you come up, clasp your hands. And then roll your shoulders under more. And see if it's going to give you a little more lift. Okay, just so you go up and hold that for several breaths. And breathe fire element. For the others, place your hands under your shoulders, elbows up. Try not to think about it. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your chest. You can do it. And come onto the top of your head. Now, widen your hands, turn your index fingers parallel, and pull your armpits back. Feel a line of energy from your elbows to your armpits and pull back. Heart forward. What do you most deeply desire? Heart forward. And then go up. Yep. Curl your head back. Look at your fingertips. Breathe. Heart forward. Walk your feet in towards you more. Root down through your feet. Down through your hands. Lift your heart more. Oh, breathe. Now, find your tailbone driver. Pull your tailbone in. Yep, fire element. Exhale. Release, tuck your chin, come to your shoulders. Come all the way down. And breathe. It's wonderful. Okay, roll to your right side and come up. Stretch your legs out in front. Keep your right leg out in front. And cross your left knee. You're going to bend the knee, so left knee is over the right knee. Right leg is straight. So it's the half cow, Ekapada Gomukhya. Flex your right toes. And then Paschimottanasana. So Ekapada Gomukhya, Paschimottanasana. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Exhale. Lift your heart. You're going to go forward. And then with your left hand, you're going to hold the little toe edge of your right foot. And give a little bit of a pull. And the twist, and you're going to twist a little bit right. And breathe. Inhale, come up, left hand behind, right wrist on the left knee, twist. Inhale, rise up, exhale, twist. So the right thumb is down, and you push back. I'm going this way with my right arm. Then, head of the arm bones back, and you get a really wonderful twist in the low back, especially. Inhale, release, switch your legs. Ekapada Gomukhya, Paschimottanasana. Cross your right knee over. Exhale, fold. Hold the little toe edge, left foot, with your right hand. So much stretches here. You're going to feel it all the way from your Achilles tendon and the ankle. Here's a calf, super intense calf stretch, to the hamstring stretch, to a hip stretch, and then it's a little twist towards your left. So pull on the little toe edge of your foot and give a twist. Now you're working the hips more, you start going up to the low back area. It's just an all-around, very powerful stretch. When you do it this way, and you add the twist, right hand behind, left hand on the wrist on the right knee, turn your left thumb down. Inhale, rise up, and then exhale, twist, and put some pressure here. Shoulders back. Breathe. Keep the heat circulating through your body. Fire element transforms from a lower form to a higher, from a low-level consciousness to a higher, more evolved consciousness, which is where we're all going anyway. Is just if you wait for nature to do it, you got several more lifetimes. We can actually intervene and speed up the evolutionary process by the way we work the fire element. It's very potent. Inhale, come back to center. Okay, take a comfortable seat. Here's a breath that creates a little bit of friction. Now, on a very subtle level, it opens all of the nadis, the subtle channels that carry the life force, the vital energy. So how it's done is you take your right hand, if you know Vishnu Mudra, do that, index and middle finger curl, and the thumb is on the right nostril and the fourth and fifth fingers on the left. And what we're going to do is when you inhale the breath, narrow down the passage through the nostrils as much as you can while still getting a little breath in. So it's in and out through the nose. And that's going to create a friction. Ready? Inhale. And when you exhale, release all pressure, zero pressure. Again, inhale. This is called pratiloma. So it's going against the grain, is what that means. Continue. Every inhalation, apply pressure. Every exhalation, no pressure at all, just soft. And then make the ujjayi sound. It's an aspirated sa sound. Lips are closed. And it creates like a hissing or a faint whispering sound, base of the throat. Narrow the passage so much, and we want to try to trick the mind to think that we're not getting any of the breath in through the nostrils because we're squeezing it so hard. But with this ujjayi breath, it sounds like you're drawing the breath in from the heart. So play along with this. Imagine or visualize your breath is coming in directly through the heart. Continue to narrow the passageway on the inhalation. Open it on the exhalation. Do a few more rounds. This gives a workout to the inhalation. Strengthens the inhalation. The inhalation is all about light and energy. So you are increasing your light, increasing your energy, and also the power of the fire of evolution. The fire burns away what's no longer needed. It never burns itself. It's safe. After the next exhalation, release pratiloma. Sit for a moment, quietly for a minute. Eyes closed. Just meditate on the power of fire, the element of alchemical transformation. And imagine a little flame in the center of your heart to support the heart to be warm,
be able to release whatever blocks the heart. We put up so much protection, the veils, we wear facades to protect ourselves. Let the fire now dissolve whatever blocks your heart. We transform worry into being a warrior of the heart, to be a heart follower. And then rest in the stillness of the flame. Imagine a flame in a windless place. And then gradually release. Come lie down on your back for a few minutes to rest. Feel the heat generated from your practice, and let the heat be like the burning embers. They're still hot. Feel the heat throughout your whole body. And as you exhale, let the muscles melt away any tension. Release the bones. Let your bones get heavy and sink down into the earth. And then focus on your lower belly. Feel the rise and fall with the breath. And imagine a ring of light, like a ring of fire, all around the low belly, front and back and sides. And see this ring of fire transform. Let it increase your capacity to not only digest physical food, but to digest, assimilate, and integrate life experience. This fire has the power to transform any experience, even if it's negative, intense, or pressurized, into a positive, life-enhancing experience imbued with wisdom, strength. It transforms everything into your vitality. And then bring the fire up to your heart to be able to dissolve any rough edges. And also the fire burns what's in the way of your path forward. Do not let anything stop you from fulfilling the dream that you carry. Finally, bring the fire up to the third eye, the place between the two eyes, on the forehead, deep in the center of the skull. And imagine a doorway that opens. It's like a gate to the infinite. A gateway to all possibilities, a freedom beyond any limitations. Free to explore your life, to enjoy it, to bring forth your gifts. Let yourself feel and receive the love of the universe. Experience a field where you can thrive. And envision a world where everybody has the opportunity to thrive. The human heart begins to heal, and we live in a state of abiding peace, consciousness, love, learning, discovery. And as our bodies and hearts heal, the earth heals as well. All of nature heals, and we see our place in nature. The entire world restored. All of our relationships restored. Your relationship with your own inner being restored. Let go now. Receive the blessing of the practice. Let yourself be in the beauty that the fire has created, has opened. very slowly begin to return. Take in the gift of the fire element in the form of your breath and breathe it through every cell in your body, down to your fingers and toes. Let yourself be free from any burdens. And then very slowly begin to stretch. Bend your knees in. Roll to your right side. And in your own time, come on up to a seated position. Close your eyes. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Allow yourself to align with your heart's deepest desire to thrive in life, to be healthy, to be restored on all levels. And we open to the bigger energy, offer gratitude for this opportunity to practice, to raise our state from a lower state to a higher state, from being unconscious or numb or asleep or frozen to a state of awareness, consciousness, to be awake and to make good choices. May this fire of life sustain you. May it help clear the path ahead of you. May you choose to walk in the light of the divine. Let's send blessings out to all beings now. Take a deep breath and we'll chant Om. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It was a real delight. And I can't wait to see you again. So please share this with friends. Pull your friends into this. Come join the Ishaya community. Keep your practice going. I teach every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 10, Facebook Live. I have 30-day challenges. I have lots of other online courses. So join the email list and you'll be informed of all that. If you would like to make a contribution, go to ashayayoga.com, practice online, click the donate button. We appreciate your contributions and support always. From the heart, namaste.